Friday Night Football live right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Fred Land is joined alongside me. I'm Sean Hennessy. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. Tonight's matchup features the McClymonds Warriors of Oakland, California, taking on the Oak Grove Eagles from San Jose, California. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PlayOnSports.com. We're calling this one live to you from Oak Grove High School here in San Jose, California. A little bit different matchup this week, Fred, as both teams get ready down on the field, putting down their helmets, getting ready for our national anthem. We'll keep things going here in our pregame show. McClymonds comes into this matchup 1-2 out of Oakland, California, a smaller football team, 28 players in their roster, going up against what is considered to be a powerhouse here in San Jose in Oak Grove. Should be interesting, but it's safe to say the heavy favorites are the Oak Grove Eagles in this particular matchup.
Yeah, they sure are. Oak Grove comes in 3-0. They're number 3 in the Mercury News top 10. They've come off a big victory last weekend against Los Gatos. And they're led by their running back who had 2 interceptions and 2 touchdown receptions, Chitobi Aozi, who will be tough to stop tonight.
And, of course, when you talk about McClymonds, you have to take a look at their roster because last year they were so impressive, Fred, going 10-2 on the season. And for those of you that don't know about McClymonds, a team that is not really talked about all that much in the Bay Area, but last year an incredible season going 10-2. This year that roster just cut down big time with 28 players on their team. They have to go up against a squad that nearly doubles in size in terms of Oak Grove's team roster. Should be a tough one here for McClymonds this evening.
It sure will. I think Coach Foley will be looking to pull a few rabbits out of the hat here tonight. Surprise Eagles, try to keep them off balance, stay with them into the fourth quarter.
You're tuning in to the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. If you were wondering why our levels were just a little bit low right there, folks, we wanted to bring it down just a hair as we were honoring our nation's colors, the color guard down on the field showing the American flag, and now you can probably hear our nation's national anthem in the background here at Oak Grove High School. It's the McClymonds Warriors taking on the Oak Grove Eagles. What can we expect from Oak Grove here tonight, Fred? Everybody knows about this running game. We're going to get a chance to see it here tonight. If you're McClymonds, how are you going to stop it?
Well, McClymonds has to throw the house. They're going to, well, no doubt, Oak's going to see some stacked lines. They typically run a 4-3 defense for McClymonds. You'll see those safeties try to cheat up a little bit to try to stop that run and shoot the gaps, stop Nick Bernardo and Chitobi Aozi from doing any breakaway runs, and try to get some turnovers early and get their offense on the field and try to keep that running offense of Oak Grove off the field.
Let's flip sides and talk about McClymonds' offense compared to Oak Grove's defense. If you're Oak Grove defensively, how are you going to stop McClymonds' offense? They have a pro-style look. Expect to see at least 3 wide receivers on the field here tonight. Yeah,
I think they're going to try to go up top early and often to try to keep the Eagles' defense on their heels. The key thing for McClymonds will be that pass rush. Can their quarterback manage to get those passes off, prevent that bull rush up the middle, and get some completions and avoid that tough defense offered by Oak Grove.
Both teams' captains down on the 50-yard line. Folks, that's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. When we come back, we'll kick off live action here at Oak Grove High School. It's the McClymonds Warriors taking on the Oak Grove Eagles coming up next on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Friday Night Football about ready to get underway here at Oak Grove High School as the McClymonds Warriors take on the Oak Grove Eagles. Here come the Eagles returning the football right to left on your screen, and right away we've got a breakaway. Just one man to beat for the Eagles, and this is Nick Bernardo, tackled inside the 20-yard line. He had one man to beat as he was scooting along the hash marks. What a return, close to 80 yards to start the football game.
Yeah, thankfully for the kicker, he stood back, got in the way, allowed the others to slow up. Allowed the runner to slow up just enough where he could take him down, prevent breakaway touchdown in the early going here, Sean.
Boy, Nick Bernardo kicking things off right, getting the Oak Grove faithful into it early. Oak Grove will be starting things off here, ladies and gentlemen, wearing the yellow helmets, blue jerseys, going right to left on your screen. The McClymonds Warriors out of Oakland, California, wearing the all-white uniforms with the black helmets and the orange lettering. Oak Grove from their own 17, I beg your pardon, the McClymonds 17-yard line. This will be a handoff that goes right side. This is Chidobe Aozi, still on his feet inside the 10, picks up close to 8 yards on the ground.
You see the elusiveness of Aozi gone on the outside, got a nice seal block on the outside there by the tight end, Sean, and spun his way to some extra yards.
If you're just tuning in, folks, we welcome you to Oak Grove High School in San Jose, California. It's the McClymonds Warriors taking on the Oak Grove Eagles. Warriors 1-2 coming into this matchup. Oak Grove 2-0, knocking off powerhouses St. Francis and Los Gatos as they get ready for this matchup against the Warriors here tonight. 2nd down and 3. Fullback blast straight ahead for close to 5 yards. Now it will be 1st and goal for Oak Grove at the 6.
You're really seeing that push on that offensive line starting early tonight, Sean. That big offensive line, they've got some key returning seniors. And this year the Eagles they lost a lot of players, but they've also reloaded very well up front.
Dallas Misa-Lafua, the quarterback for the Eagles, heading back into the huddles, getting the play call from head coach Jay Braun. They line up in a pro-style formation, 2 tight ends down on the line of scrimmage, 2 wide receivers, 1 back to the left hip pocket of Misa-Lafua. Man in motion. This will be the wide receiver taking the handoff up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. Chidobe Aozi.
Yeah, that time Aozi lined up in the slot, sort of in the wide receiver position, and just ran down the line. Perfect timing. Nice blocking over the left side for Aozi, and he was barely touched, going 5 yards for the score.
Chidobe Aozi with a 6-yard rushing touchdown for the Oak Grove Eagles. Took just 3 plays for 17 yards as they strike with the first touchdown in this ball game. PAT up and good. So Oak Grove takes an early 7-0 lead. We're in the first quarter, 10 minutes, 49 seconds to remain in this first quarter. It's the Warriors 0 and the Eagles 7 here on PlayOnSports.com.
So do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Nick Bernardo kicked things off for the Oak Grove Eagles with an close to 80-yard kickoff return to start the football game. Gave Oak Grove excellent field position as they started on the McClymonds 17-yard line. It took them just 3 plays for 17 yards, and it was a 6-yard rushing touchdown by Aozi. Oak Grove leads this ball game 7-0, and on the ensuing kickoff, that ball goes out of bounds. So at least for McClymonds, they're going to have great field position to start this ball game.
Yes, they'll need some good field position, kind of counter that early momentum here started by the Oak Grove Eagles. And look for them to mix the ball up, run their pro-style offense, and roll their quarterback out to get some action on the outside. Try to avoid that pass rush and those sacks, Sean.
Quarterback behind the helm is Keith Williams, the senior. He'll be lining up in that pro-style set. He'll have 2 backs behind him. In the white uniforms, black helmets are the McClymonds Warriors. Moving left to right. Defensive look for Oak Grove is a 3-4. Linebacker stunted over towards the left side. 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line for the Warriors. Man in motion from far to near side. Handoff goes to the left for a very short gain. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Earlier on the pregame show, Fred, we discussed that I think it's safe to say that the cards are in favor for Oak Grove in this particular matchup. So if you're McClymonds, to keep this game close, their offensive style is a pro style similar to what Oak Grove runs, but how are they going to try to spread out this defense? Because this defense shut down 2 of the best schools in the CCS in Los Gatos and St. Francis.
Yeah, they've got to try some bubble screens, spread that defense out, use their speed on offense to stretch that defense rather than up the middle.
Williams directly under center, 2nd down and 10, play action. Rolls out near side, plenty of time, fires, almost intercepted. Nico Randolph is kicking himself. He had that in both hands. He had the old bear claws around it, but couldn't bring it in. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Well, that was one of those rollouts I was talking about earlier, Sean. They're going to try to do that to use their speed on offense, avoid that pass rush. The quarterback is much better when he's rolling out from the pocket. And I think we can see Williams to try to do that more often tonight here to get things going.
Williams was looking for a senior. He had Sterling Lowe, the wide receiver that was lined up on the bottom of your screen. He was running a deep fade route as he was walking back into the huddle. He was the closest man that was in the vicinity. But as mentioned, Randolph nearly had that pick. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Left hash mark. Warriors with the ball on the left hash mark. Bobble snap. Williams able to feed that ball over towards the far side. Pass is caught and complete by McGee Jackson, but it's well short of a 1st down.
Yeah, that was unfortunately the fumbled snap. The short snap slowed the progress of the play. He did get a nice little screen pass out to the receiver, and a great block by number 71, Kevin Vaughn, on the offensive line. Almost sprung him for the 1st down, but he ended up 2 yards short.
It'll bring up 4th down and 2. Punt formation on the field. 9 minutes and 28 seconds left to go here in the 1st quarter. Oak Grove leads McClymonds 7-0. Punt is away. Here's the return man. This is Aozi, who scored for Oak Grove on the previous offensive series. Has some nice blockers and nearly hurdles a player, but is finally tackled at the 32.
Yeah, nice tackle there. You could see Aozi using his speed to get to the corner and get to the edge. And the defender that time managed to cut him under, or undercut him rather, to prevent any type of long gain.
1st and 10 for Oak Grove. They lead this football game 7-0, wearing the yellow helmets, yellow pants, blue jerseys, going right to left. Missa Lafua, the quarterback for the Eagles, checking things down on the left side of the offensive line, now the right. Goes directly under center, 1st and 10. For the Eagles on their own 32, in between the hashes. Handoff goes left side, tackled at the 37-yard line. Getting the carry right there was Daniel Lozano.
Lozano there with a nice gain over the left side. You've really seen that running game work to the left side tonight so far for Oak Grove. McClymonds needs to begin to try to do some slants and some stunts on that side here to counter that push the offensive line's getting.
Lozano, we saw down on the field during our pregame interviews with both teams' coaching staff. He lines up in that wing formation, usually as a wide receiver. Right now they have him in the backfield, but they're not afraid to motion him during the football game. You expect to see him, folks, move around quite a bit from north to south in that offensive formation. 2nd down and 4. This is Aozi in motion. Handoff to Lozano, nowhere to go. Defensive line sniffs that play out. Coming up and making the tackle was Yusef Sterling Lowe, penetrating the line of scrimmage and getting the tackle in the backfield. It will bring up 3rd down for Oak Grove.
Yeah, so that's what McClymonds is going to have to do here tonight, Sean. They got countering a heavy running game. The front 7 is going to need help from the DBs and the safeties, and they got what they needed that time and forced 3rd and 5 here for Oak Grove.
Sterling Lowe, defensive back, lined up along the right side of that defense, just outside the tight end for Oak Grove, which is Noah Williams. Timeout on the field. That is called by Oak Grove. Their first timeout of the first half. They have 2 remaining. 3rd down and 5 with 7:51 to go here in the 1st quarter. Oak Grove 7, McClymonds nothing. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
7:51 left to play here in the first quarter. Oak Grove with an early 7-0 advantage on top of McClymonds. McClymonds making their way out of Oakland, California. Took that trek down the 880, about an hour, maybe two in traffic, depending on when they left. But they're here in San Jose, California, taking on the Oak Grove Eagles. 2-0 for Oak Grove, 1-2 on the season for McClymonds. Eagles with the football now. It will be 3rd down and 5. They're on the left hash mark, moving right to left on their own 37. Handoff, Aozi at the 40. Breaks a tackler and nearly does a Superman at the 45. Making the tackle at the last second was Kenyatta McGee-Jackson.
Yeah, and that time Nick Bernardo had a nice kick-out block on the defender that really could have tackled Aozi in the background that time, but he got a lot further. He could have prevented the first down, forced him into a 4th down punting situation, but a great back by the running back always helps spring another running back, Sean.
4-3 look for McClymonds. They bring those linebackers up, Fred. Occasionally they'll have one stunted just over the nose tackle. But right now when you look down at that defensive line, you're seeing that inside backer just between the two defensive tackles, and they look like they're about to bring 2 outside backers as far as the pressure, as that ball carrier takes it for a gain close to 5. And the reason why I bring that up is because the previous play, they actually stunted a little bit too early, and that's how Aozi was able to cut back inside and then make his way back to the outside. So if you're McClymonds, you got to be careful that you key in on that ball carrier if you're going to send both outside backers. Yeah,
they have to learn to stay home and time the play, not anticipate. That was a wider run that the defense can easily miss time, as you said, with a stunt.
Mark Esquivel, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. 2nd down and 6. Aozi in motion. Fake handoff to him. This is Lozano going toward the right side of the offensive line. Daniel Lozano getting some carries early on in this ball game. Picks it up for a gain, maybe 3 on the ground. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for Oak Grove.
So the Eagles just are very content here to keep it on the ground. They've, for the most part, in their ground game, been able to get 4 or 5 yards a carry. Now they've been stalled here to 3rd and 4, Sean. Just wondered here if Coach Braun here, we're going to see our first pass of the night for the Eagles.
Trips formation for the Eagles over towards the right side. Aozi lined up one-on-one coverage towards the bottom of your screen. It will be a handoff going straight ahead. Ball carrier dragging Warrior defenders down inside the 40-yard line. That was Nick Bernardo getting the carry right there for Oak Grove. And when I say drag defenders, Fred, he had at least 2, maybe 3 slip tackles right there as he was dragging players down inside the 40.
Yes, he had the middle linebacker, outside linebacker there from McClymonds, took him for about 3 or 4 yards. And there's an excellent example of the agility of Oak Grove. Split some men wide left to right, still managed to run up the middle by spreading the defense out.
Bernardo lined up as the fullback, Aozi the tailback. Bunch formation for Oak Grove, 1st and 10 on the Warrior 38-yard line. Pitch goes towards the far side for a gain of 7. Oak Grove leads this football game 7-0, moving right to left. It'll be 2nd down and about 4 yards here for the Eagles. Talk about their schedule here for Oak Grove, and I've got to bring it up because they knocked off 2 Bay Area powerhouses in Los Gatos and St. Francis. They defeated St. Francis by a score of 1 point, 21-20, and they knock off Los Gatos by a field goal, 24-21. This is a team that has been in some close battles.
Yeah, it sure has, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute after this play.
2nd down and 4. Missa Lafua directly under center, handoff. Bernard gets slapped around, but he gains about 3 yards on the handoff, lined up as a fullback. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that first victory by the Eagles when they got stung last year by getting knocked off by St. Francis in the CCS playoffs. So that initial win this year was great momentum for them going into the season. And with another powerhouse like Los Gatos the next week, this is a any place, anytime, anywhere type team, type schedule.
Definitely not afraid to take on whoever, whenever. The Oak Grove Eagles, 3rd down and 2. McClymonds showing pressure. They blitz the outside backer on the far side. This is a handoff that goes left side. Ball carrier tackled at the 25-yard line. They needed 2. They pick up close to 6 yards on the ground. Getting the carry right there was Quintanilla.
Yeah, Quintanilla really benefited there by a downfield block by the left tackle, but doing a lot of work here tonight. Nico Valladolid, who runs 5'10", 285, had his man well into the backfield, springing the running back for a nice gain.
3 minutes, 52 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Oak Grove 7, McClymonds nothing. Oak Grove with the football, fresh set of downs here. Following Quinton Ilia's gain of 6 on the ground. Eagles with the football in the Warrior 23. Left hash mark going right to left. Fullback straight ahead once again, and right now it's that offensive line doing the dirty work. That one's going to go for a gain of 5.
Anytime on a fullback dive, you can get 5 yards. You've got some offensive momentum on the ground, Sean. And,
something's working.
Yeah, and the McClymonds Warriors need to be able to prepare to cheat a little bit up. They got to take some more risks, maybe more stunning up on that offensive line. Their players are smaller, but they are quicker. They could out-finesse that offensive line with the proper stunts.
Aozi, the motion man. Lozano gets the carry, goes straight ahead, slips 2 tackles, now dragging a defender close to the 10-yard line. Inside the 10, Daniel Lozano, a tremendous run. It's going to bring up 1st and goal for Oak Grove.
And that's one of the ways you prevent the stunts from happening is a lot of offensive motion in the backfield, and men in motion going down line forces that defense to stay home and not overreact. And that time they had to play it straight ahead just like the last play, and they got another 5 yards out of it. 2
minutes, 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Oak Grove threatening here. It's now 1st and goal. Red zone opportunity for the Eagles offense. Second offensive series of the ball game. 1st and goal from the Warrior 9-yard line, in between the hashes. Fake handoff to Aozi. Daniel Lozano once again taking the call. He'll pick up maybe 1 on the ground. 2nd down and goal upcoming. A couple substitutions here for the Oak Grove Eagles. Williams checks in, and Lozano will head back towards the sideline.
Yeah, nice tackle from the outside by the linebacker who swept in, smelled that play out, and preventing the running back from hitting the gap in the line, Sean.
2nd and goal. Nisa Lafua barking out the calls. He'll drop back to pass this one. Fires towards the back corner. Caught! Touchdown!
Number 3, Dallas missed the Lucas catch. Complete to touchdown.
Yeah, Will Asai had a nice catch on the end zone. You could see the quarterback just threw it up where only Asai could catch that, and he extended his 6'3" frame well over that defensive back, Sean, to caught it just in front of the end line for 6.
Will Osai in the back of the end zone. He jumped up like he was about to dunk it. Caught that ball, fell down to planet Earth. PAT try is no good, but Oak Grove with a very strong, impressive offensive drive. They lead this football game by a score of 13-0. We're in the first quarter, 149 left to play in the first. Eagles 13, Warriors nothing, right here on PlayOnSports.com.
So do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
12 plays, 72 yards, capped off with a 8-yard touchdown reception to Will Osi, thrown from Missa Lafua, the quarterback. Oak Grove with a 13-0 advantage as they kick the ball off on the ensuing kickoff. Ball carrier out to the 32-yard line for McClymonds. Impressive drive right there, Fred. 12 plays, 72 yards, chewed up a lot of clock. Didn't pass the ball until that last play of that offensive series in the back corner of the end zone. How about that grab by Osi?
Yeah, Osi had a nice grab reaching out over the defender. We could see these Eagles here in practice tonight. They actually practice those high passes from the quarterback where only they can get them, and the defender doesn't have a chance, and we really saw it pay off on that touchdown.
Will Osi with a beautiful grab in the back of the end zone gives Oak Grove a 13-0 advantage. McClymonds with the football, white uniforms, black helmets, orange lettering going left to right. They have the ball on their own 31. Ball carrier far sideline takes the handoff for a gain of maybe 2 yards on the ground. But going back to that Oak Grove drive, I think what made it so impressive, Fred, is the fact they chewed up all that clock. They kept that ball on the ground. They went 12 plays and really stymied that Warriors defense.
And that'll be their strategy tonight, to kind of wear them down, take them out of the game early. But we see now with a few yards on the ground by Jackson here for McClymonds, they want to scatter that run game throughout as well to try to keep the Eagles off balance on defense.
2nd down and 8. This is Keith Williams, the QB. Fires towards the middle of the field, hits his target, who's upended around the 40-yard line. Coming up with the reception was Emil Hope III. He gets enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, that time you really saw a quick snap, quick pass over the middle to avoid that oncoming rush. A second longer, and he would have been sacked, forcing a real 3rd and long situation. But that's what they're going to try to do tonight. Pass some underneath the coverage, gain some yards through the air, and again, use their speed on offense as a weapon.
35 seconds left here in the first quarter. 1st and 10, McClymonds with the football on their own 45-yard line. This is a handoff, delayed handoff. That goes straight up the middle for a gain close to 5 yards on the ground. Jackson with the carry.
Yeah, you can see just how success over the middle with that short pass sort of opened things up. And McClymonds there chose just to do a quick delay, fake, froze those linebackers for a minute, and gave them a nice 5-yard gain here on 1st down.
That'll do it for the first quarter as the clock strikes 0. Second quarter coming up here on PlayOnSports.com. It's the home team, Oak Grove Eagles 13, McClymonds Warriors nothing. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Fred Landis to my left. I'm Sean Hennessy, bringing you the live play-by-play action here at Oak Grove High School in San Jose, California. Beautiful Friday night football action taking place right before our eyes, and right now it's the heavy favored Oak Grove Eagles with an early 13-0 advantage over the McClymonds Warriors. Back in the first quarter, it was Aozi with a 6-yard rushing touchdown, PAT good, that gave Oak Grove a 7-0 lead. Then in the previous offensive series for the Eagles, it was Will Aozi with an incredible 8-yard receiving touchdown in the back corner of the end zone. That gives Oak Grove a 13-0 advantage. PAT was no good. McClymonds with the football going right to left. They switch sides. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 as we start the second quarter. Williams pitches the ball towards the far side of the field. Taking the handoff is McGee Jackson. McGee Jackson stood up around the 45, still on his feet. Down, out of bounds, close to the 44-yard line. A beautiful carry right there from McGee Jackson following his blockers on the pitch.
It sure was. That time you saw, that was all Jackson breaking a tackle almost at the line of scrimmage, extending the defense out, getting that 1st down. And here we're beginning to see some offense here as we see McClymonds mixing the run and the pass, using that speed to spread that Oak Grove defense from side to side. And that's what they're going to have to do tonight, Sean, to succeed and get some scoring.
Williams in the shotgun formation now. Running back to his right hip pocket, trips formation to his left, solo wide receiver on the top of your screen. 1st and 10, Williams throws near side, pass is caught. Wide receiver at the 35, spins, still alive, and finally goes down around the 33-yard line. Coming up with the grab was Jalen Thompson. Thompson catching that ball. An elusive player as Thompson had a spin move right there, picks up about 9 yards on the reception.
Yeah, that was certainly all Thompson. Yards after the catch. Big on a bubble screen type play like that. Again, you saw that pass rush right in the quarterback's face. The timing was perfect to get it out to Thompson.
2nd down and 1 for the Warriors. 6th play of this offensive series. Trips formation. towards the bottom of your screen. Handoff. McGee tripped up at the 30. He was tripped up there in the backfield, and it looked like the first man to make the tackle was Jean-Jade Von Passel with the tackle.
Yeah, that time a simple draw play. When you've got second and short, you have lots of opportunities to go up top and take a risk. That time they relied on timing and the delay of the draw play to get the first down.
First down, McClymonds, as they continue to move the chains. Here in the second quarter, they trail 13-0. 10 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the second. Ball in between the Oak Grove hashes of the 30-yard line for the Warriors. Williams steps up and slings it. Pass is caught at the 20. How about that right there by Keith Williams, really stepping up and putting some fire on that ball. Jalen Thompson with his second reception in the ballgame.
Yeah, Williams stepped right into the pocket very nicely, like a senior you would hope and expect a senior to do to avoid the pass rush. Hit the receiver for the first down in a nice timed, just a simple in route.
Ball on the 20-yard line for the Warriors as they cross over into Oak Grove territory. 8th play of this offensive drive. 1st and 10. Ball in between the hashes. Jackson flung down, nowhere to go. Making a great tackle right there was Nick Bernardo, the captain, linebacker, stepping up, making a nice play.
Yeah, and Bernardo really now this year playing safety. That time he cheated up, they took a page out of McClymonds' book by stacking the edge and preventing the running back from getting to the line of scrimmage and preventing, holding him to no gain.
2nd down and 9. Warriors offense going right to left, wearing the all-white uniforms with the orange lettering, black helmets. 9 minutes and 26 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Oak Grove with a 13-0 lead. Play action, Williams. Pass incomplete. He threw it behind his intended wide receiver. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, he had the receiver there, and you saw the agility of Williams rolling out of the pocket. That's when he is at its best. With a nice pass, it would have been a nice gain, but he just missed him a little bit behind. And maybe don't be too surprised to see Williams on those rollouts try to take it for himself as he gets more respect from the defense for his ability to pass.
Flag on the play. It was a holding call committed against the Warriors' offensive line. Huge penalty right there for McClymonds. Really pushes them back. You figure they were in field goal range at the 20. Now they're going to have the ball in the Oak Grove 33. Shotgun formation. Keith Williams barking out signals to his right, then to his left. Steps up. Throws towards the far side of the field. Pass is caught. And coming up and making the tackle was Aozi. Another reception right there for Jalen Thompson. 3 catches here on this offensive drive.
Yeah, Thompson, that was pass just allowed him to throw under the coverage. It's still 3rd and long, Sean. But that's the type of play they're going to have to get with a shorter yardage on the first down here to keep their offensive momentum going.
Keep your eye on Chidobe Aozi, the cornerback on the top side of that screen. He's covering Jalen Thompson. 3 catches on this drive. Setting up the screen. Keith under pressure. Williams still alive as he's finally tackled. As Bernardo brings him down at the 26-yard line. Williams was looking for anything he could find right there as he was scanning the field. It appeared that he was setting up for the screen, but he's able to get a couple on the ground. It's still going to bring up 3rd and long. Yeah,
it looked like the screen was certainly the secondary outlet, if not the primary. Downfield was well covered. As you mentioned, Aozi was marking Thompson rather well. That brings up 4th and long.
Fourth and 16. Williams in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to each side. Plenty of time. Fires for a deep fade route in the far corner. And that pass is caught. Touchdown! Making it look easy. What a grab in the end zone right there for Lavon Washington, the senior wide receiver, tiptoeing in the back of the end zone. What a grab.
It was a beautiful grab by Washington, the senior. And let's credit Keith Williams for putting that only where Washington could catch that ball in stride dragging a foot, tiptoeing to keep at least 1 foot in bounds for a big momentum shifter here for McClymonds in the second quarter.
Lavon Washington. An NFL-like grab in the back of the end zone. I almost wonder if he had both feet in bound right there. In the high school level, you only need one. But he tippy-toed that thing in the back of the end zone. It was a tremendous reception.
Yeah, it sure was. And I don't think the defense got him on man-to-man coverage. We didn't see McClymonds really go downfield much at all with a pass yet, up over top, that is. But they're going to have to do that tonight. They're going to have to make big plays, Sean, to keep in this game, because we know that rush, that rushing game of Oak Grove will be very strong.
Penalty on the offensive line pushes the PAT try back 5 yards. The holder, Emil Hope III, unable to bring that ball in. So the PAT try is no good. That puts the score at 13-6 in favor of Oak Grove. We're in the second quarter, 7 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in the first half. You're listening in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
So do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game we're seeing here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
12 plays, 71 yards for the McClymonds Warriors on that offensive series. An impressive offensive series against that stout Oak Grove defense. They go 12 plays, 71 yards, and it's a 26-yard touchdown pass from Keith Williams to his buddy Lavon Washington as the ensuing kickoff is taken around the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that was like a little, just a little pooch kickoff. He's not wanting to kick it deep, where we saw Aozi almost take it to the house in the beginning of the game, Sean. They'd rather have one of the up men take it, hold them back behind the 30-yard line. And actually, if the ball may have gone out of bounds if the Oak Grove player had not touched it. But he didn't want to take that chance, lest risk an onside kick recover.
And if it did go out of bounds, the Eagles would have the ball on the 35-yard line as opposed to the 25-yard line where they currently have it right now. Eagles with the football. Missa Lafua directly under center, hands it off to Aozi. Aozi smacked and driven backwards. He had nowhere to go, and the first man coming up and making that tackle. What a play right there. What a hit. Antonio Cummings, the linebacker, the senior, number 34, stepping up right there and hitting Aozi. And Awozi's no small target either. He stands at 6 feet 180.
Yeah, we're really seeing that defense now for McClymonds being fired up by getting some points on the board. You can really see now how an offense can fire up its defense to get back out there and get after them.
Second down and 10 for Oak Grove. They're moving left to right, wearing the blue jerseys, yellow pants, yellow helmets. They have the ball on their own 25. Pass play over towards the far side. That one is caught for maybe 6 yards through the air. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
You really see the agility there of the quarterback being able to roll to his left and throw to his right, Sean. It's no easy task. Oak Grove now beginning maybe to mix a few things up as McClymonds has made some adjustments up front that they really would have to do to begin to slow that running game down.
Will Osai with the reception. On the previous play, Osai with a touchdown reception also in this ball game. Ball carrier goes right side. Nowhere to go. And how about McClymonds? Defensive backs, outside linebackers stepping up and making some key plays right there. Quincy Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley just shot through the line, smelled the play to the right, and beat the lineman to tackle him on the backfield and force the first punt tonight by Oak Grove.
Michael Montez, the punter for Oak Grove, lines up at his own 20-yard line. Back deep to return the ball is Sterling Lowe, the wide receiver / punt returner for the Warriors. He is a senior at his own 27. Montez takes the snap, boots it away. Wobbly punt, bouncing at the 40. And Oak Grove will allow this to take an Eagles bounce down to the 29-yard line of McClymonds.
Yeah, that being the first punt of the night, you really saw some solid tackling, meeting them at the line of scrimmage. And you got to believe, Sean, here that with McClymonds with 28 players, most of them going both ways tonight, they were energized by their offense.
When an offense can go 12 plays like they did on that previous series against that stout Oak Grove defense for 71 yards, and you've got a wide receiver like Levon Washington making that NFL-like grab, I'm right there with you. It fires up your team, and for a lot of these guys, I think one of the things to key in on, as you said, a lot of these guys going both ways. We'll see if a fatigue factor comes into play. 1st and 10, McClymonds going right to left now. They have the ball on their own 28-yard line. Williams with the handoff over towards the right side, gives it to his tailback. It appears to be McGee, and he's hitting the backfield.
Yeah, Jackson that time, McGee Jackson really had nowhere to go. The Eagles were stacking the line, waiting for that run, as they were earlier in the game, forcing 2nd and 12 here. And in order for McClymonds to stay in this game, get some more points, they were creative on offense last series of downs. Let's see if they can do it again this time.
2nd down and 12 for the Warriors. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in the second quarter. It's a 13-7 ball game in favor of Oak Grove. Williams sees his target, but throws to the left side of his intended receiver. That could have been a nice gain through the air for Jalen Thompson. He has 3 catches in the ball game. Can't grab that one, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, it was just an in route. He certainly was right in front of the defender. Passed just a little bit low by Williams, but we can see he could be really on target here tonight. And with 3rd and long, he's going to need another one of these here to keep this drive going.
Eagles defense lines up with 3 defensive linemen, 4 outside backers, or 4 linebackers, I should say. 3rd and 12. Williams glances to his left, slings it, almost intercepted. It goes through the hands of Chidobe Aozi. He jumped up and tried to snag it around his face mask, but it goes through his hands. Incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down, and on comes the punt team.
It looks like that time the intended receiver was McGee Jackson, and he certainly was well covered by Aozi, and I think that time Williams just threw that high, saw the oncoming rush, and made sure to throw it where maybe no one could get it, not even Aozi, although he did get a hand on it.
Chidobe Aozi back at his own 40-yard line. Punter tries to get the ball away, but he had his own teammate right in front of him. A difficult play right there. The man in front was Levon Washington. Washington was directly in front of his punter, so his punter could not punt the football down the field. And it looked like that was McGee Jackson, the punter, who was trying to get that ball off, but he had his man right in front of him, and at the last second, he's able to drop the football and punt it for maybe 20 yards.
Yeah, that was a real heads-up play by the punter. Washington there was adjusting to the oncoming rush by Oak Grove, who could easily have blocked that punt had it not been for that adjustment by the punter, and Washington was adjusting to block that man coming in.
Missa Lafua, the quarterback for Oak Grove, under center now. Eagles going left to right. This is Missa Lafua faking the handoff, taking it himself, but he's tackled by at least 3 defenders. First man to meet him was Dejon Ford, the defensive lineman, senior for McClymonds. Gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, quarterback draw that time just to keep the pursuit off balance, but McClymonds was not fooled whatsoever as they ran into large number 72. Dejon Ford, who was not going to relinquish any position on that field, Sean.
No height or weight listed for Ford, but I'd say it's safe to say he's well over 250 down there on that defensive line. A big boy playing nose tackle. No gain on the previous carry. I mentioned too. Missa Lafua was tied up at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. Moving left to right now. They have it on the Warrior 45. Missa Lafua tries to take it once again, but making a great tackle was Yusef Sterling Lowe, playing the contain on the outside edge, stopping the quarterback for no gain. Once again, it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, that really looked like a broken play, as I believe he tried to make the handoff to Lozano or Bernardo, and he just missed him. So he did a heads-up senior move, and Mr. Lavua just got himself a couple of yards and was really lucky, actually, not to lose any.
Those outside backers, I brought them up in the first quarter, saying that they had to make sure they watch themselves as far as the contain goes, because it looks like they're blitzing both outside guys every time. And right there, it was a great defensive play by Sterling Lowe, staying at home. It's 3rd down and 9 for Oak Grove. Motion man goes right to left. Missa Lafua fires near side, has Aozi intercepted. 2 defenders around Aozi. Jumping up and intercepting the pass was Hope the third. What a defensive play right there, and McClymonds offense will head back out onto the field with 2:32 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, probably an ill-advised throw in the double coverage there, as we saw, Sean, and it was underthrown, and not even Aozi could come up with that catch. The McClymonds defenders that time, Coach McCauley knew that they could easily go deep to their star player and had him double up on him. And sure enough, we're there and caught the interception on the underthrown pass.
Double coverage right there. Dangerous throw by Missa Lafua. He just let it fling down the near sideline, and that one was picked off by Emil Hope III. This is McGee Jackson, close to the 25-yard line. Kenyatta McGee Jackson with a nice gain on the ground, close to 9 yards. Don't count out McClymonds. I tell you what, they're impressing me right now, Fred. This team out of Oakland, California, only 28 men listed on their roster, and right now they're playing like a squad that says, you know what, the heck with Oak Grove being the favorites, the big powerhouse, we're going to come in here and give it our all. And right now, they've got the ball, and they only trail 13-6.
Yeah, Jackson ran that ball just about like you personified him, Sean, with abandon and getting them in second and short right now. Let's be interesting to see what the call is here. Will Coach McCauley try to go up above or just get the first down?
1:45 left to play in the second. Clock continues to roll. Williams throws far sideline, has a wide out to his knees, caught at the 29-yard line, I should say. Coming up with the grab was Keith Williams, so a different quarterback right there. Williams switched roles, played the wide receiver position, and catches it for a first down.
You're seeing the versatility of Williams, obviously with great hands as quarterback, perhaps caught the defense a little bit off guard. Nice, easy sideline pattern for the first down.
Williams line up as a wide receiver once again towards the bottom of your screen. Shotgun formation. Trips wide outs to the right side this time. That ball thrown to the tailback's legs. McGee Jackson, the intended target. And it looks like, I beg your pardon, Keith Williams was actually lined up as the quarterback. The man towards the bottom of your screen was Levon Washington. Washington wears 5, Williams wears 2. So 2 was behind the center that time in the shotgun. Smart play by Williams, though. He saw the defensive lineman coming in and just threw that ball at his wideout's legs.
Yeah, he just avoided the rush there without getting an intentional grounding call and said, let's regroup. It's only 2nd and 10. We just got a first down. We ran the ball. We threw the ball. We can move the ball on these guys.
3 wide receivers to the left side of the offensive formation. 2nd down and 10 for McClymonds. 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock here in the second. Williams completes the pass to his inside wide receiver. That's Emil Hope III. Another reception. He'll take it for maybe 6 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. The clock is McClymonds' enemy at this moment, as there's 59 seconds left to play. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining here in the first quarter.
And looks like they took one of them right here, Sean. Nice over-the-middle pass. Second time we've seen that play tonight. Hope and Williams have their timing down over the middle. It can be a very dangerous play, dangerous for that receiver who could get popped quite easily, and also for interceptions. But we see a good, smart quarterback like Williams is avoiding this pass rush nicely here tonight. He has great timing, knows when to get rid of that ball with a quick release and an easy completion. But obviously Oak Grove's going to get him a lot of things underneath with 55 seconds left and just trying to keep him out of the end zone.
If you're just tuning in and wondering how McClymonds has the football where they do, it was Emil Hope III picking off Dallas Missa-Lafua, the quarterback of Oak Grove, the senior quarterback. He threw it down the near sideline into double coverage, and Hope the third just played that ball perfectly, jumped up and caught it, and now the Warriors have it with a 3rd down and 4 to go. 55 ticks remaining in the second. Williams from the gun, fires far side, incomplete. He was looking for Hope the third around the 47. He tried to bring that ball in and tippy-toe the far sideline. He cannot bring it down. On comes the punt team. It's 4th down.
Yeah, it was just over his outstretched arms, Sean. Nice pass by Williams. He got a little happy feet. Maybe took him off balance just a bit. Ball sailed up on him a little further, a little higher than he would have liked it to have gone. And with 50 seconds left, we'll see if they can't now punt the ball away from Aozi. What they don't want is a special teams return here this close to the end of the half.
Oak Grove with 2 timeouts left here in the first half. As that punt is blocked, Aozi blocks the punt and then picks it up. So count that as a punt block and a fumble recovery, if you will, right there for Aozi. Since he was down, it will be a dead ball. Oak Grove will have it on the Warrior 24-yard line.
Yeah, that time Brandon Quintana was back for the punt reception. Aozi, as the wise, smart safety that he is, shot the gap, blocked the punt, almost took it to the house. But dead ball at the time of the block as the ball hit the ground and he was touched. But most importantly, it puts Oak Grove in scoring position.
Randolph and Montez, the 2 wide receivers, now joined to them is Quintanilla. Trips formation to the right side. This is Cruz firing at the 10-yard line. That one caught by Randolph, inbounds. And that's Ray Cruz. I mentioned Ray Cruz because Missa-Lafua, who is the normal starting quarterback, was not in on that play, but Cruz completes it.
Yeah, Cruz had a nice rollout pass, got a great inside block from his big tackle, number 71, also the long snapper, and really put them here in short order scoring position at the 10-yard line of McClymonds.
Pro-style formation. Cruz fires towards the far corner. Jump ball caught. Touchdown. Will Aozi with his 2nd receiving touchdown in the ball game.
Yeah, Aozi, a very similar play to the last one. Threw that one up, extended his 6'3" frame, Sean, and was well thrown ball. And this is exactly what the Warriors didn't want to happen with 50 seconds left in the half, is avoiding that score before the half. And unfortunately for them, Oak Grove got on the board. But that's the strength of Oak Grove, as the point after try is good.
Ray Cruz to Will Aozi. An 11-yard touchdown reception gives Oak Grove a 20-6 lead with 15 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. You're watching PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their home games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Onside kick try. I beg your pardon, or I should say a deep kick here. McClymonds able to return it. One man to beat, and he does. The Warriors with Lavon Washington at the 10, the 5, touchdown. As the clock strikes 0 to end the first half, McClymonds with a beautiful return.
Boy, just when you thought it might get away at halftime here on the McClymonds Warriors, they took that, what was a short kick, an up kick by the receiver, and he took it to the house. I think sometimes the Oak Grove Eagles, thinking a quick tackle here will end the half, wasn't to be, as the receiver took it to the house and didn't give up on the play.
Lavon Washington, and I make one of those calls where you look down for a moment to tally up your stats or perhaps track a play, and I look up, and all of a sudden LaVon Washington has the football. It looked like it was almost an onside kick, but then he took it at, I guess you could say, midfield where the kick return team would take it. And next thing you know, he's gone. Whistles blow down on the field. Timeout called, and that is an Oak Grove Eagle timeout. They now have one timeout left, but remember the clock is at 0 right here, so it's almost as if it's a PAT try, but instead McClymonds will line up and go for 2. It's almost as if it's an untimed down because the clock has struck 0 here. The score is 20-12, so McClymonds trying to get that 12 into a 14 and make this a 1-touchdown ball game.
Yeah, a huge play here on that kickoff return for touchdown by Washington. And you can see really the speed of this undermanned McClymonds team here tonight with only 28 players, many of them playing both sides. Their speed has made a difference in a few of these plays as the defender, the receiver got past the defender for the touchdown earlier. And here on the special teams kickoff return touchdown by Washington. And if Oak Grove's really got to make some adjustments at halftime to watch those speed players in open field for McClymonds. We'll see what happens.
Washington with a receiving touchdown in this ball game, and he also has a kick return for a touchdown. Man in motion from right to left. Williams, jump throw, incomplete. Two-point conversion, no good in the far corner. McGee Jackson, the intended target, and that brings this first half to a close. But what a way for the McClymonds Warriors to let Oak Grove know, hey, look, we're not done yet. LaVon Washington takes it all the way to the house, and that puts the score at 20-12. Folks, that's going to do it for the first half. Eagles with a 20-12 advantage over the Warriors. When we come back, Fred and myself will gather up some statistics for you, and we'll come back with our PlayOnSports.com halftime show. In the meantime, we've reached half here at Oak Grove High School. It's Oak Grove 20, McClymonds 12. We'll be right back with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Don't go anywhere. We've reached halftime here, folks, at Oak Grove High School. The McClymonds Warriors hanging in there. The Eagles with a slim 20-12 advantage here at the half. You're tuning in to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. I'm Sean Hennessy. Joined to my left is Fred Landis. First half in the books, but let's get you caught up to speed on how we got to this 20-12 point in the ball game. Oak Grove back in the first quarter. It was Chidobe Aozi with a 6-yard rushing touchdown, gave the Eagles a 7-0 advantage. Later on in the first quarter, it was Will Osei, a spectacular 8-yard receiving touchdown, PAT no good, put the score at 13-0 in favor of Oak Grove. We go to the second quarter, where it was a 26-yard receiving touchdown from LaVon Washington of McClymonds. PAT no good, put the score at 13-6. And then later on in the second quarter, Oak Grove struck with Will Osei, an 11-yard touchdown reception. The PAT was good. That made it 20-6. And then literally, folks, in the final seconds of the second quarter, it was LaVon Washington with an updated statistic for you, an 80-yard touchdown return on the kickoff. PAT, or the 2-point try, I should say, was no good, and that put the score at 20-12. LaVon Washington, he had 2 scores in that first half, Fred, one on offense, one on special teams. The kid's flash. The kid can move, he can jump. He's really sparked this McClymonds Warriors team, and right now they're hanging in there, only trailing by 8.
Yeah, he sure has. He's one of their newcomers this year, Sean. So there's not a lot the coaches had to new to scout on him other than their previous games this year, and he's carried them with his 2 touchdowns. But let's not forget about the play of Keith Williams at quarterback. He's managed to find the seams on defense, made some nice throws here tonight to keep the offense going and keeping that momentum to give them that first touchdown, the non-special teams touchdown. But certainly the speed of Washington here is the difference in keeping McClymonds here in the game.
Hope the third, along with Kenyatta McGee-Jackson, have been Keith Williams' favorite targets, and of course LaVon Washington, the 3 main wideouts for McClymonds in this football game. McClymonds with no turnovers in this ball game, but unexpectedly, Oak Grove, they had that big interception thrown by Missa Lafua, Dallas Missa Lafua, along the near sideline in the second quarter. That one was picked off by Hope the third, and then they put in Ray Cruz. Ray Cruz strikes big as he's able to throw a touchdown to his target. That's Will Osei for an 11-yard touchdown reception. Let's talk about that play where all of a sudden Oak Grove decided to take out Missa Lafua and replace him with Ray Cruz.
Yeah, not really sure. We don't know what's happened to Missa Lafua. Did he get hurt earlier on those earlier set of down? Coach took him out for some reason. Cruz certainly making the best of his appearance with that touchdown pass to Will Osei. And let's not forget that interception that Missa Lafua threw. It was a third and long. The next play would have been fourth. It was a good opportunity. You're going to go long anyway. If you're going to punt, sometimes a long interception is no worse than a punt when you've got that long a field to deal with. So in that case, certainly unexpected, mind you, given that ground game that Oak Grove has showed here tonight.
It's the PlayOnSports.com halftime show here at Oak Grove High School. Oak Grove 20, McClymonds of Oakland, California 12. Just under 5 minutes left here in the halftime before both teams come out onto the field. Fred, one last question before we take a short break and get ready to start the third quarter. Considering that Oak Grove has faced opponents like St. Francis, like Los Gatos, all of a sudden they're taking on a McClymonds team from Oakland. And, you know, it's safe to say they only got 28 guys on their roster. But they've come down here. You think Oak Grove has taken this a little bit lightly in this first half?
Well, I'm not sure it's been so lightly as they've won 2 marquee games to start their season. This is, as we know, a big game of emotion. Can you keep that emotion up for 3 straight games in the beginning of a game against what would be a lesser opponent, allegedly with McClymonds, I think is probably the bigger issue. Remember that between Bernardo and Aozi, each of those gain over 100 yards a game on the ground. And we really haven't seen any long breakaway runs here tonight for Oak Grove on the ground. But with that 28-man roster in the second half coming. Will McClymonds be wearing down a little bit, and are we going to see some of those big runs and see that Oak Grove offense that we saw beat Los Gatos and St. Francis earlier?
I was just going to mention the fatigue factor for McClymonds, considering they only have 28 guys and a majority of them going both ways. It's going to be interesting to see how those 28 guys can step up and take on this Oak Grove powerhouse here at Oak Grove High School. Folks, that's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. When we come back, we'll get ready to kickstart the third quarter live right here at Oak Grove High School. The Eagles 20, the Warriors 12, an 8-point lead for Oak Grove when we come back here on PlayOnSports.com.
Give a big round of applause for the varsity.
Third quarter action here at Oak Grove High School about to get underway. The McClymonds Warriors trail the Oak Grove Eagles by a score of 20-12. Oak Grove will be kicking off to start the third quarter, going left to right. Receiving the football will be the Warriors. McClymonds out of Oakland, California, making the trek down the 880 here to San Jose. McClymonds up man from the 10. This is Washington. Dangerous. Still alive. Tackle finally at the 30-yard line. Coming up and making the tackle was Quintanilla.
Tackle was made by number 18, Daniel Diaz.
So McClymonds offense will head out onto the field. It was Levon Washington that sparked the Warriors sideline with that 80-yard return for a touchdown, the kickoff return for a touchdown. As the clock struck 0 at the half, Oak Grove just shocked. Many thought this game would be over at the half. Instead, it's an 8-point lead for Oak Grove. McClymonds, first offensive series of the third quarter. They have it on their own 31-yard line. Ball carrier takes it towards the left side. A beautiful gain on the ground. This is McGee Jackson for a gain of 7.
Yeah, an interesting lineup here beginning the second half, showing Coach McCauley's adjustments, Sean. He came out with 3 wideouts in the first half. Here it almost looked like a bunch lineup, and with a nice gain, 6 yards over the left side.
Second down and 3 to go for McClymonds as we start the third quarter. Williams with the handoff to his tailback. That one sniffed out right away. Making the tackle was Daniel Diaz, and Diaz had the tackle on the kickoff, so correction for the tackler on the kickoff play. Diaz made both tackles right there, so it's third down and 3 upcoming.
So McClymonds can establish a little bit of run. It's going to open up some of that passing game to both of the Washingtons, Lon Washington and Shaquan Washington, both newcomers here to this team this year, Sean. And they've been they're the dangerous speed players here for McClymonds tonight.
Third down and 3. McClymonds going right to left on your screen in the all-white uniforms, black helmets, orange lettering, and that should be a first down as McGee Jackson appeared to get just past the 40-yard line. Enough for McClymonds to move the chains down to the 41. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors offense.
Coach McCauley showing a lot of confidence in his offensive line to move the ball on the ground with 3-4 yards to go on third down and needing to convert. Nicely timed play over the left side, which they seem to be exploiting all 4 plays here, all 3 plays, Sean, over the left side thus far.
Williams lines up with 2 tight ends, 2 backs behind him. Power formation, ball carrier tackled in the backfield. Great play by the defense as Danny Cox had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that time Oak Grove cheated up, and Sabalas there making the tackle, coming off the edge, smelling the run here and smelling McClymonds' tendency here to maybe start a little ground game, rest their defense a bit here this half, Sean, with that limited roster they have.
Cesar Sabalos, a senior at 185 pounds, making the tackle right there in the backfield for a loss of 4. Shotgun formation, Williams switches the back from his right to left pocket. Steps up now, decides to carry it, stiff arms. Gets the first down, past the 50, still alive as he falls at the 40-yard line. What a play there. What a play by Keith Williams. Shaking some defenders, utilizing the stiff arm. He even spun a little right there, Fred, and picked up the first down.
I don't know if it was his dance class at school that taught him that one, but we see a lot of balance out there from Keith Williams. And I had suspected earlier that Coach would send him on a couple of those running plays as he's got great speed in the perimeter, runs very well, along with a nice passing arm. Very dangerous to defend if you're Oak Grove, and we saw it right here as he got the first down.
Quarterback Keith Williams coming back into the huddle, getting the play call from his head coach. Taking their time are the Warriors, and now they get to the line of scrimmage rather quickly. Utilizing that play clock, really chewing it down. Ball carrier takes it to the far side, and it appears that was Danny Cox once again, and Cox goes down for a loss of 2. Oak Grove's defensive line sniffing that play out, brings up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, that play was a little bit slow in forming, and the defensive back had a chance to get up and get into the backfield and make the tackle here before he could get around the edge.
Warriors offense going right to left as they cross over into Oak Grove territory on the Warrior, or I beg your pardon, on the Eagle 43. Williams directly under center. I formation. Fakes the handoff. Slings it towards the near side. Receiver catches it. Slips one tackler. And picks up the first down. Emil Hope the third. Down to the 31. And it actually looks like that's going to be just shy of the first down marker. It's going to be interesting where they actually pin this thing. And we're talking 3rd and inches.
Yeah, but really helped make that play that time. We saw the left tackle, Dejon Ford, pull up over in the right side and prevented the strong side rush, which would have been Williams' weak side, in essence, as he's thrown to his left side, Sean, completed for a nice pass.
3rd and inches, I formation once again. Left hash mark on the Oak Grove 32. Warriors with the handoff. That's McGee Jackson tackled in the backfield. Bernardo in the backfield. Accompanying him was the other defender, Daniel Diaz, for a loss of maybe 1. Brings up 4th down and maybe 2.
Oh, this power game McClymonds seems to want to gravitate to this half. Has had some success. And here they've got 4th and inches. What do? You obviously have to go for it if you're McClymonds. Well, they've been moving the ball. They certainly got a good opportunity.
Trips formation to the right side for quarterback Keith Williams, who's lined up in the shotgun. McGee Jackson to his right. Pump fake, under pressure now. Williams gets past 2 defenders, and now he's sacked. At the last second, he slips at least 2 players. Then Derek Ames, the captain, the big man, comes up at 6'5", 262, and makes the sack.
Yeah, that time they were all over him in the backfield. They pinned the rears back when you're out in the gun. Ames he's a very big man, showing some real speed, getting into the backfield. Williams, we see his agility, slipping out of a few tackles. Unfortunately, turning the ball over here for McClymonds, but the defense stepping up for Oak Grove in that passing game.
That was actually a fumble right there as Williams could not hold on to the football. Oak Grove
Yeah.
with the football. So great job by the captain, Ames, knocking that ball loose. Eagles with the football now, going left to right. Handoff straight ahead. Ball carrier takes it down for a gain of maybe 10 or 11. A great rush by Bernardo, a player that we expected to get a bulk of the calls here. And earlier on in that first half, it was Daniel Lozano getting quite a few carries. But right there, Bernardo going for a gain of 11.
Yeah, I think Coach really wants them to dominate the line of the scrimmage here this half. Jay Braun probably exhorting his line to dominate in the trenches, get that running game going, and try to demoralize the McClymonds defense.
Oak Grove 1st and 10 now from the Warrior 46. Handoff. Bernardo once again takes it off the right tackle. Picks up close to 3 yards on the ground for the Eagles. 2nd down upcoming.
That was a nice grab there by Jason Brooks on the tackle, as you really begin to see a surge in that offensive line. In the first half, we really saw that left side of that offensive line showing some strength here for Oak Grove. They're big left and right, certainly intimidating for any defense.
Chidobe Aozi, the tailback now. Bunch formation with 2 wide receivers close to the line of scrimmage along the right side of the offensive formation. Aozi follows his blockers. Takes it down to the 35-yard line. Aozi picking up about 6. Very close to the first down.
Looks like he got it there, Sean.
They're going to move the chains as Chidobe Aozi crosses the 35-yard line. They're going to pin it on the right hash mark just outside the 35. Fresh set of downs for Oak Grove. 1st and 10. Oak Grove leads this football game 20-12. 4 minutes and 54 seconds marching away here in the third quarter. Eagles have the football on the Warrior 35-yard line, right hash mark. Dallas Missa-Lafua, the original quarterback, back under the center. Bernardo slipping all sorts of tackles, still alive. Inside the 20, tackled at the 15. He broke at least 2 tackles along the inside of that defense, brought it back towards the inside, and had at least 16, maybe 17 yards on the ground right there.
We see the strength of Nick Bernardo. We've seen him make some physical plays on defense tonight, and we see him, the strength running the ball to that outside. He saw the pursuit, cut inside, brought some defenders with him, and that's the kind of ground game we saw out of Oak Grove against St. Francis and Los Gatos the last few weeks, Sean.
Bernardo, a captain, senior, 195 pounds. In the backfield, I formation once again, 2 tight ends down on the line of scrimmage. Bernardo runs right into the back of his offensive lineman and picks up about 5, maybe 6. And I say ran right into the back of his offensive lineman. It makes me laugh a little bit because he's still able to pick up 5 yards from the initial hit.
I would say he got quite the bounce, Sean. And his forward momentum still gave him a nice carry. And I think this is what Coach Braun wanted to do here at halftime, is reestablish that ground game that they did earlier in the first quarter.
3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Oak Grove 20, McClymonds 12. Quintanilla in the backfield. Handoff goes opposite side for a gain of 1. It's going to bring up third down for Oak Grove as they now have it inside the 10-yard line. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. Missa-Lafua right there keeping the ball himself, faked the handoff, went towards the far side. The ball will be marked down in between the hashes for the Oak Grove Eagles offense, moving left to right on your screen, wearing the blue jerseys, yellow helmets, yellow pants. 2 tight ends once again. Wide receivers lined up towards the left side. Missa-Lafua pitches it, far side. Aozi looking for the corner, inside the pylon, touchdown, Oak Grove Eagles.
Some great blocking over the left side there, Sean, by that big offensive line. And you see Aozi, once he gets into open field running room, he can usually outrun his defender like he did with his safety into the corner of the end zone for the score.
Took just 7 plays for the Oak Grove Eagles. 56-yard drive. Capped off with a 9-yard rushing touchdown by Chidobe Aozi. PAT pending. It's up and good. So Oak Grove able to tack up 7 more points in this ball game. They now have a 27-12 lead with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the third quarter. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
A 9-yard touchdown run by number 7, Chidobe Aozi.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
2 minutes, 35 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 12. Ensuing kickoff. Bounces. Up man, bobbles it at the 11-yard line and finally steps out of bounds. That was Emil Hope III, the wide receiver, the senior kick returner, having a hard time right there and finally just takes it out of bounds at his own 11. Impressive drive right there, Fred, by the Oak Grove Eagles, going 56 yards, 7 plays, and it was capped off with a 9-yard rushing touchdown by Chidobe Aozi. We're getting a chance to see Awozi's versatility now, being used as wide receiver, being used as tailback, and it's no wonder why so many Bay Area colleges, including Stanford, including San Jose State, are currently looking at this young man.
Yeah, he's a talent, open field runner, great hands, great instincts on the field, Sean.
from their own 11. The Warriors offense back out on the field, going right to left. Handoff. McGee Jackson slips a couple tacklers right there down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 10.
That time he got outside of the contained man. Number 70 for the Eagles was a man that was really supposed to steer him inside, and McGee Jackson's speed, we're seeing him to speed on offense. He got outside of Angel Moreno there. He's a big 6'3", 255-pound defensive end for a nice gain by McGee Jackson. So we're really seeing some physical running here by McClymonds this half.
Williams checks down some last-second advice to his wide receivers. Now he drops back 3 steps. Throws far side. That pass is barely caught by the outside wide receiver, who breaks away down to the 36-yard line. Gets enough for the first down. And he had to pick that ball up off the ground. That was Jalen Thompson. Another reception for Thompson right there. And it almost appeared, Fred, that ball hit the ground, but he scooped it up, brought it inside, and picked up the first down.
It did, and I think maybe the defender for a moment thought it was down because he didn't seem to react right away. But Thompson was all over, moving forward, busted a few tackles, and got the first down quite easily.
Thompson at the bottom of your screen. Sterling Lowe, the wide receiver on the top side. Man in motion, first 10 for McClymonds. Handoff. McGee Jackson tackled at the 40-yard line. Coming up and making the tip was Cesar Ceballos. That'll go down for a gain of maybe 4.
So we really see this Oak Grove defense now respecting the speed on the perimeter for McClymonds with Washington and the last receiver. And that really opens up a little bit more in the middle. Those safeties have to cheat over a bit. And players like McGee Smith can get a nice 5-yard run on offense and really mix their pass and run nicely.
50 seconds left in the third quarter. 2nd down and 5 for the Warriors. Twins formation over towards the right side for Williams. He looks near side, has a man wide open, and it's incomplete. Drop pass down the near sideline. Lavon Washington nearly had 6.
And that was one Lavon will be rolling over in his sleep tonight, Sean. He knew he had 6. He just probably took his eye off just for a moment, didn't see the ball. Ball went to the ground. Lavon just had to stop and say, oh, why did I not keep my eye on that ball? And that was a sure 6 here for the Warriors.
Nico Randolph and Anthony McBride are the defensive backs for the Eagles that were the closest to that play. I'm not going to tell you which one got burnt because it happened so fast, but they've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. Timeout on the field. McClymonds burns their first timeout of the second half. They have 2 remaining. Oak Grove has all 3 timeouts left here in the second half. 27-12 is our score in favor of Oak Grove. 38 seconds left in the third quarter. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school sports action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
3rd down and 5 for the McClymonds Warriors out of Oakland, California, making the trek down here to Oak Grove High School in San Jose. 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 12. McClymonds going right to left. They have the ball in between the quarterback Keith Williams looking over towards his right side. He has 2 wideouts to his right, 1 to his left, 2 backs behind him. 3rd down. Fake handoff. Pass play. Caught at the 45 and stood up around the 47. That's going to be a first down. Antonio Cummings with the reception. He needed about 5, picks up 7.
Yeah, Cummings had a nice reception coming out of the backfield for that one. Again, they have to respect the speed on the perimeter with Washington. Oak Grove does not want to get burned like they almost did on that previous play. That really set up the underneath pattern to get the first down.
Levon Washington, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, and he is being covered by Anthony McBride. McBride playing about 12 yards off. Handoff goes right side. And this is Danny Cox. Cox tied up in the backfield. Danny Cox, it appears that whenever he touches the ball, because he is a smaller ball carrier, he has not gotten positive yardage at all in the second half. Tied up in the backfield every time.
Yeah, this it really appears like you need, between the tackles on this Oak Grove team, a physical runner like McGee Smith has done here this evening, getting outside the contained man, running inside and out. That's how you have to run against this team, or rely on your perimeter speed at receiver, as Washington has done here tonight from McClymonds. But Coach McCauley, willing to mix things up, knows he's got weapons on run and the pass, that he can mix things up just enough, Sean, to make it difficult for Oak Grove to know what might be coming.
3 quarters in the books. We've got one left to play here at Oak Grove High School now as they put 12 minutes up on the game clock. We've reached the 4th quarter. McClymonds with the football. Will switch sides now. Warriors going left to right on your screen. All white uniforms, black helmets, orange lettering. On defense are the Oak Grove Eagles going right to left with the yellow helmets, yellow pants, and blue jerseys. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for McClymonds. They have the football on their own 46-yard line in between the hashes. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback Keith Williams directly under center. Passes quickly to the near side. Pass is bobbled. That was Emil Hope, the third, who tried to bring it in. And Fred, I think that was a case, as that pass was dropped, it's going to bring up 3rd down. I believe that was a case of Hope, the third, actually looking ahead before he actually caught the ball to bring it into his body.
Yeah, he sure did. He saw some daylight. A nice call by McClymonds. There was 8 in the box there by Oak Grove. He could see he had one-on-one coverage on the outside. The defender was coming down on him. If he had caught the ball, could have done some damage.
8th play of this offensive drive here for McClymonds. They need to convert. It's 3rd down and 11. Williams looks deep downfield, nobody home. He was looking for his intended target, Jalen Thompson, well covered along the near sideline. Providing the coverage was Cheeto Aozi. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like that time Thompson thought he was just running a 1st down in route, and Williams was going deep like a go route down the sideline, and Williams' pass certainly was there if it was the go route by the receiver, but it looks like they miscommunicated.
Quintanilla and Aozi back deep to return the punt. 4th down and 11. This one is a very short punt, end over end. It'll take a 2-hop at the 30. And now McClymonds will down it around the 28-yard line. So on will come the Oak Grove offense. They have a 27-12 lead here in the 4th quarter. 11 minutes and 39 seconds left in this ball game. McClymonds making their way into this matchup out of Oakland, California, with an overall record of 1-2. Oak Grove undefeated on the year, 2-0, about to make it 3-0 if they can hold on to this lead.
Yeah, this is a point of the game where the McClymonds defenders will start to go for the ball to get the turnover, Sean. Very important for Oak Grove now to take care of the football.
Oak Grove from their own 28. Missa Lafua hands it off. Flag on the play. This is Bernardo as he dives ahead past the 30-yard line, eludes a couple defenders, but there is a flag on the play.
And I think the tackler that time, number 4, I believe Washington, not quite sure, was in the backfield.
Yeah.
And the tailback on the block may have held him.
That's Levon Washington.
Correct.
And he's actually lined up deep in that defensive secondary, almost like a free safety, but he played up towards the line of scrimmage.
So certainly McClymonds smelling that Oak Grove is going to choose to keep this on the ground, keep the ball away from them, chew up the quarter here with their great ground game. And as you can see, they've got 8, perhaps 9 in the box.
Handoff goes straight ahead. Ball carrier tackled around the 23. It was 1st and 20 following the penalty. It's going to bring up 2nd down now for Oak Grove. 2nd down and about 14 following the rush. We're in the 4th quarter. 11 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the 4th. Oak Grove leads McClymonds 27-12. Oak Grove, always a school that is well known throughout the entire Bay Area. When you talk about some football powerhouses, Oak Grove is always one of those names that pops up each and every year. Aozi gets the pitch, goes far side, follows his blocker. And he's drugged down very close to the out-of-bounds marker around the 43-yard line, or I should say the far sideline. Aozi following the wide receiver on the far side right there for a very nice gain on the ground. It brings up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, we see the speed of Aozi to be able to get on the outside, maybe starting to exploit some of this fatigue factor that might be creeping in on McClymonds at this point, as they've gone inside quite a bit and then they go outside with Aozi.
Fullback handoff. Straight ahead, Missa Lafua back in under center. Ray Cruz on the sideline. We saw him take some snaps in that 2nd quarter. He's down on the sideline around the 35-yard line, right next to the coaching staff. Did a good job when he came in, though. Really did.
He sure did.
Rushing play is just shy of the 1st down marker. No, they're actually going to say that the ball was just across the 1st down marker as the fullback dive goes for enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 for Oak Grove. They have the ball now on their own 38.
So we're seeing Oak Grove giving it to their seniors, their experienced players. Nick Bernardo on the inside to get the 1st down. Mr. Inside and Aozi, Mr. Outside.
Aozi slips one tackler, tries to jump over the other, and he's tackled at the 43-yard line. Yeah, you see now why this kid is one of those touted players that everyone's kind of looking at in the Bay Area. He's so elusive. He almost wants to jump over every guy that tries to bring him down. Yeah,
he's got great agility, great instincts, knows when and how to spin out of a tackle, Sean, for those extra yards. And we saw that right there. Almost Superman-like agility and athleticism.
2nd down and 6 for the Eagles offense, going right to left. They have it on their own 42-yard line, right hash mark. Missa Lafua directly under center, takes the snap, hands it off to the fullback. Tackled at the 44-yard line, so this is going to bring up 3rd down, a gain of close to 2 for Oak Grove.
Anytime you get that kind of yardage on a fullback dive to Sabalos there, Sean, you can really helps you take time off that clock. I think we'll begin to see, as we see a timeout, looks like an official's timeout, we're going to begin to see Oak Grove try to stretch that defense side to side, stay in bounds, but with that running game with players like Nick Bernardo inside and Aozi on the outside.
Our referee tonight, Donald Hicks, looking over at the McClymonds sideline, indicating to roll the clock. It's currently stopped at the moment at 8 minutes, 16 seconds, and now he blows his whistle once more. There appears to be an injured player, perhaps on the McClymonds sideline, or perhaps there was an equipment adjustment taking place on the defensive side for the Warriors defense, as the athletic trainer hustles back across for the McClymonds Warriors, back over on the far sideline. Clock rolls now, 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the 4th. Handoff, left side. Ball carrier goes right back to the line of scrimmage. And coming up and making that tackle was Sterling Lowe, a great tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a nice tackle, shot the gap. They know they're going to be running that ball, and it's important to play gap defense here if you're McClymonds and not allow Oak Grove to to be able to run inside like that and take time off the clock. And they've forced him into a 4th down punting situation here, Sean. That's a real accomplishment by this McClymonds defense. And you just know with 28 players and 7 minutes left in the game, they got to be getting a little gassed.
Sterling Lowe, the man that just had the tackle, is now lined up to return the punt. He stands at his own 19. High snap, recovered by Michael Montez, who boots it away. And Sterling Lowe won't even touch this one as it takes an Oak Grove Eagle bounce down to the 13-yard line. A great punt right there by Michael Montez will pin McClymonds down inside their own 15-yard line. They're going to get their offense back out onto the field. 7 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Eagles 27, Warriors 12.
Now this is where McClymonds will have to, I think you'll see Coach McCauley try to go upstairs on a few plays, Sean, spread that defense out, and then begin to maybe make some more of his runs with McGee Jackson, which he's been very successful with here tonight. Trying to keep that defense off balance so they can get a score and make this close in the 4th quarter.
Defensive backs playing about 10 yards off of the Warriors receivers. Warriors with the football going left to right now. Handoff, McGee Jackson in between the hashes, down just past the 20-yard line at the 21 for a gain of 6.
So you see with that formation and that handoff to McGee Jackson, Coach Braun says we're not going to give up a big play. And he knew he dodged a bullet with the dropped pass here earlier in this half by McClymonds. He's not going to be able to doesn't want to let those receivers get beyond the defenders.
Correction on the call, Danny Cox with the previous carry. 2nd down and 3. 6 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the 4th. Shotgun formation. This is Williams. Plenty of time. Fires near sideline. Pass is caught by Sterling Lowe at the 30, but he took a knee. And that's an automatic down, dead ball as soon as you catch that ball and take a knee at the high school level. Sterling Lowe with the reception, good enough for a 1st down, so McClymonds will move the chains. They now have it on their own 31-yard line, right hash mark. Whistles blow and officials timeout down on the field, indicated by our referee, Donald Hicks. First and 10 for McClymonds. Shotgun formation, 2 wideouts to each side for quarterback Keith Williams. Looking deep downfield, has a man, caught at the 44-yard line. Back shoulder throw executed beautifully down the far sideline. And coming up with the reception yet again is Jalen Thompson. Back corner throw executed beautifully.
Yeah, that's one of those plays up top I thought we'd see out of Coach McCauley here in this 4th quarter, Sean. He's able to stretch that defense for the run and the pass.
Warriors cross over into Oak Grove territory now. On the Eagle 45, handoff. This is McGee Jackson, a nice spin move, crossing the 40 down around the 39-yard line. Close to 6 yards on the ground. McClymonds, a little extra hitch in their giddy-up at this point in the ball game. They trail 27-12, 5 minutes and 42 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
They know it's a 2-score game, Sean, and they're going to have to go up top, get Oak Grove to go and score, rather. Get Oak Grove to go 3 and out and get that ball back.
2nd down and 5. From the gun, Williams will go once again. McGee Jackson to his right hip pocket. 4 total wide receivers. Williams flushed out near side, tucks the ball, will run it, crosses the 40, slips one tackler, tackled now at the 30. Coming up and making the hit was Quintanilla.
And you see a smart play by Quintanilla, turned Williams inside to keep that clock going, although it's a 1st down.
1st down, great run right there for Keith Williams. Senior quarterback, elusive, folks. He can definitely move around in the pocket. He'll be looked at quite a bit here, especially as McClymonds gets ready to enter league play in the Oakland section. 1st and 10. Warriors with the football on the Oak Grove 31. Right hash mark, moving left to right. 4 wide receivers all go out in patterns. Williams looking for the far corner of the end zone. One-on-one battle. No flag as the wideout was bumped off his route. Intended target was Jalen Thompson. He was bumped off his route along the far sideline. I thought a flag was going to be thrown because he was bumped just inside the 5-yard line. No foul on the play. It's going to bring up second down.
Yes, certainly from our vantage point, it looked as though he was indeed bumped off as he tried to really make run a flag pattern. And the defender, again, playing the receiver, not the ball. It's a dangerous situation if you're Oak Grove to get a penalty in that situation. I think they avoided one there.
You were looking, if you're a McClymonds fan, for an illegal touching or perhaps pass interference call on that play. But instead, no foul. It's second down. Williams looks left, slings it. Pass is caught at the 25. Ball carrier tackled immediately. And coming up and making the tackle was Anthony McBride. McBride being picked on here this evening. He was thrown on a couple times early on in that first half. He was beat for at least one touchdown in this ball game. Comes up and makes a great tackle right there.
Yeah, he sure did. That time Williams choosing to go underneath as the safeties had dropped back into some deep zone coverage there for Oak Grove. But they did get some nice yardage. With the clock ticking away here, they're going to have to get a quick score in order to get some time to get the ball back.
Derek Ames, the captain on that defensive line, checks back in. He is the left defensive end. Third down, shotgun formation once again. Williams completes the pass inside the 20. Receiver falls forward. It looked like that was Levon Washington picking up the first down across the far side of the field. The clock is stopped briefly at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Fresh chains here for McClymonds. Keith Williams, not the tallest quarterback we've ever seen, Fred, but he scans the field. He really does a nice job going through all of his progressions. Not afraid to hit his favorite target right there, Washington.
Yeah, you really have to admire the way he's orchestrated his drive from what was basically deep in his own territory after the punt.
1st and 10, 9th play of this offensive drive. Williams pump fake, throws, one-on-one matchup, incomplete. Incomplete. That was Jalen Thompson in the far corner, or the near corner of the end zone, being covered by Branton Quintanilla. Second down and 10.
So he certainly made the right play, throwing into single coverage, allowing Thompson to extend his large frame over the much shorter Quintanilla. Unfortunately, just a little bit too high over his outstretched arms.
Second down and 10 for McClymonds. They have the ball on the Oak Grove Eagle 15, going left to right. 2 wide receivers to each side for quarterback Keith Williams on the left hash mark. Williams fires for the end zone, caught at the 5, down around the 3. That's going to be a first down for McClymonds. Coming up with another reception, Levon Washington. He has 2 scores in this ball game. Picks up the first down right there for the Warriors. It'll be 1st and goal now inside the 5. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Whistles blow. And we have a timeout called by McClymonds. That's their second timeout here in the second half. They have 1 remaining. Oak Grove has all 3 timeouts left here in the second half. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to play.
Coach McCauley wants to talk this one over. He's got the Eagles down, pinned deep, down on the Eagle 4-yard line. Been moving the ball nicely. Wants to make sure they run the effective play. Doesn't result in any turnovers that are of the risk of the type that could set them back, Sean. And with that clock rolling down, they now have to be very efficient and score.
And you figure, too, if McClymonds gets into the end zone right here, they'll more than likely do it because they have the ball at the 4-yard line. It'll be a quick score. Just over 3 minutes left on the clock. They'll have 1 timeout left. If they can execute the 2-point conversion and get 8 points right here, it would be a 27-20 game. It's a 1-touchdown game if they can convert right here.
Yes, that's what I said earlier. It's a 2-score game in essence with a 2-point extra points. Could really make it a nail-biter.
1st and goal. Williams lines up in the shotgun once again. Sends a man in motion. That's Sterling Lowe. Keeps it himself. Williams hit at the 1, falls forward. No call down on the field. He's going to be down just outside the goal line. And I mean just outside. It's going to be 2nd and goal, 1 inch out.
I like the call, Sean. as they've been having to watch his pass all night, and he just ran one.
Williams back to the line of scrimmage quickly for a quarterback sneak, and it looks like the flag will go against McClymonds. Illegal procedure perhaps, or false start, one of the two.
Would have appeared to be a false start from what I saw. Williams was hoping there for a quick snap and died right in the end zone. But not all of his own linemen were ready for that one.
Yeah, they weren't set, or they were moving ahead of him. Second down and goal.
There's another flag, and it would appear to be an illegal substitution on Oak Grove.
And Oak Grove actually burns a timeout before the flag was thrown. So Oak Grove burns a timeout. They have 2 left. Warriors with 1 timeout left here in the fourth quarter. We'll stay live with you folks. Fred Landis to my left. I'm Sean Hennessy, broadcasting to you live from Oak Grove High School. It's the McClymonds Warriors taking on the Oak Grove Eagles. 2 minutes and 51 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
So do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Well, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Nico Valladolid, he's the nose tackle for Oak Grove. Big man, number 76. It's his job right here, really, to penetrate that line and stop that push, because McClymonds is 1 inch out from scoring. Second and goal. Williams directly under center, 1 back behind him. He'll take it himself, falls forward, just off the left guard, and scores. Touchdown, Keith Williams. McClymonds gets 6, and there's 2:48 left to play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was the play that Williams wanted the first time when they got the legal formation, or the false start penalty, but then they've sort of got those yards back on the Oak Grove penalty, and this time Williams just wisely punched it in. And this 2-point conversion here, Sean, is huge.
Pivotal point in this game right here. If they can convert, it would be a 1-touchdown game. Williams lines up, sends his man in motion right to left. That's Thompson. Williams keeps it, throws it for the end zone, caught! 2-point conversion's good. Executed as Jermaine McCann. Kalua catches it in the near corner. It's 27-20 Oak Grove. McClymonds fighting their way back in the fourth.
Yeah, Williams almost took it on his own, and he threatened to do that, and these defenders have to respect his run, Sean, because he certainly had an opening, and the minute they collapsed on that opening, why that freed the receiver in the corner of the end zone to catch the pass, and it was a beautifully thrown, just a little pitch high pass over the defender, caught beautifully for the 2-point conversion.
Jermaine McCann Kalua, his first catch in this ball game, couldn't have come at a better time. In the near corner, diving out with his 2 hands, catching the ball, grasping it into his chest, converts the 2-point try, and it's now a 7-point game. McClymonds has 1 timeout left in this ball game as they line up to kick off. 2 minutes and 48 seconds left to play.
And I think it's a safe statement that the Eagles will have their good hands people up front, Sean, expecting the onside kick.
That drive unofficially goes for 12 plays, 88 yards down the field for McClymonds, capping it off with a 1-yard rushing score from quarterback Keith Williams. 2-point try is converted successfully, passing from Keith Williams to Jermaine McCann Kalua. That puts the score of 27-20. Williams lines up, onside kick, ball's in the air, caught at the 50. Oak Grove recovered. Osai jumping up about 10 feet in the air.
Who else would you want but your 6'3" receiver, who's already grabbed a few touchdowns here tonight, Sean, to put his big good hands up top. Got the right roll, got the right bounce off the kick, and leaves Oak Grove here in good position with 2:46, and they need to convert on a few first downs, keep that ball on the ground keep that running game with Aozi and Bernardo intact, and they can finish this game out with a W. But you know McClymonds is going to be going for the turnovers and reaching for the ball.
McClymonds in that 4-3 defensive look. Oak Grove with the football. Their offense out on the field going right to left. Handoff. Aozi tackled in the backfield. For a second, it looked like that ball may have popped loose as the fans get excited across the far side of the field. Aozi goes for a 1-yard loss. McClymonds, the big Mo, has shifted over to the folks from Oakland.
And you could see there, that was a play they successfully ran for a touchdown in the first quarter, Sean, just down the left side earlier. McClymonds knew they're going to get it into their good hands, people. Aozi, Bernardo, they're sure-handed seniors, and they certainly smelled that out. And they went, they were not just tackling Aozi, they were tackling the ball. They want the ball, Sean, and that's really good coaching by Coach McCauley here at this point in the game.
And McClymonds burns their last timeout. They have no timeouts left in this ball game. So now it's really McClymonds versus the clock at this point. If you're Oak Grove, that offensive line is the key to winning this football game. They have a 7-point lead. They're more than likely going to keep that ball on the ground. They need to pick up this first down and keep the clock going. 2:39 left to play in the fourth. Missa Lafua, quarterback under center, hands it off, no gain, back to the line of scrimmage. D-line shuts him down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
McClymonds here can't stop the clock, but they sure stopped the ground game that time. I think you could expect almost simple, straight-ahead running plays, low-risk plays, Sean, that don't risk a turnover. And I'm sure Coach Braun exhorting his offensive line here to take control of this game here in the last 2 minutes.
Clock continues to roll now. Approximately 2 minutes left to play. Whistles blow. Here comes a flag.
Flag on the play.
It's going to go against Oak Grove, it appears. The ball is at dead midfield at the 50.
And I believe it was an illegal substitution, Sean. Yeah, they had 12 men on the field.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Makes it 3rd down and 15. Even worse, it stopped the clock.
Yes, that's the one thing they didn't want to happen.
At 1:59, it's 3rd and 15. Cruz in at quarterback from the shotgun. 5 wide receivers go out, flushed out near sideline. Throws it, caught at the 41, tackled out of bounds. The question is, are they going to give it to him in terms of the yardage? At the 40. Two receivers down along the near side. Will Aozi with the reception. Good enough for a first down. Biggest play of the ball game right there.
Absolutely. He brought in Cruz, who's sort of more of a solid passer. And Aozi, who's already caught 2 touchdowns here tonight, was the right man to go to. It does, unfortunately, stop the clock going out of bounds. Not something they wanted to do, but they did want to convert on 4th down. Or 3rd down there and keep possession of the ball.
And folks, we'd like to remind you to please stay tuned for our PlayOnSports.com postgame show coming up following this football game. And we will also select our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. That's all coming up following tonight's broadcast right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. 1st and 10 for Oak Grove. McClymonds all out of timeouts. Oak Grove with the ball on the Warrior 39. Whistles blow before the ball carrier. Bernardo takes it straight ahead.
Another flag on the play.
And it's a false start call against Oak Grove. This will push him back 5 yards. 1st and 15.
Go against the Eagles again. That'll bring up 1st.
Yeah, they wanted to run their Mr. Inside, Nick Bernardo, on the inside on that play. A little bit of an anxiousness on that offensive line to get after the defense. Coach Braun, no doubt, wanting them to take over this game. And that's what's made them successful so far this year, Sean.
I formation, I should say 2 tight ends down, single back here. Bernardo jumps over the defensive line, picks up about 2 yards. Clock rolls at 1 minute and 40 seconds left here in the fourth. Whistles blow. And McClymonds,
There are no timeouts left by McClymonds.
it appears, burns a timeout. And I'm a little shocked because I have marked down all 3 timeouts, and maybe you just heard the PA announcer mention to the fans that McClymonds is all out of timeouts, but apparently the officials know something that we don't know, and it looks like now McClymonds has burned their last timeout.
Well, I guess definitely for sure it's McClymonds against the clock, Sean.
We've marked down all 3, and that's why I'm signaling to my PA announcer here at Oak Grove High School. He said the same thing. McClymonds is all out of timeouts, so interesting call down on the field as our head referee, Donald Hicks, indicates to the press box that McClymonds burns a timeout. That would have to be their last timeout in this football game.
I think that's a safe statement at this point. Certainly giving his defense a bit of a rest, and Coach McCullough gone out in the field telling his players, go for that football. Score doesn't really matter at this point unless you can get possession.
Misalafua hands the ball off. Bernardo goes right off the right guard. Picks up about 4 yards on the ground as he's tackled around the 37-yard line. 1 minute and 28 seconds left to play.
And Bernardo is certainly their most assured-handed running back going in the middle of the line, as Coach Braun would think. And at this point, it's all about keeping the ball. And with 3rd and long, with a minute left, and watching that clock tick away, why it just may take one more conversion for them to take a knee to end the game.
3rd down and 8. Aozi gets the carry, goes far side, hurdles a player, crosses the 30, still on his feet. Tackled around the 26-yard line. Aozi, he's probably tried to hurdle at least 3 or 4 guys in this football game, and he does so successfully right there.
And I think the key to that play, Sean, was Nick Bernardo with a kick-out block on the inside. He was lined up in the slot, just turned to his left, and as Woozy ran to his right, he kicked off the blocker, who could have drug him down from behind at the line of scrimmage. So credit Nick Bernardo with a good block, as you'd expect out of the senior captain.
1st down for Oak Grove following Awuzi's rush. There is a flag down on the field now. At this point, looks like we have a penalty against McClymonds.
Flag on the play against McClymonds, delay a game.
Delay a game penalty as our PA announcer gives the correct call. At this point, Oak Grove tapping each other on the helmet with 44 seconds left to play. A couple kneel downs should do it. McClymonds all out of timeouts. We think they're all out of timeouts at this point.
Yeah, at this point, they just want to protect the ball, avoid any injuries, certainly, and protect that lead, take it into the clubhouse. Again, McClymonds will certainly be going for the ball, and at this point, he'll trust Nick Bernardo, as he's been doing. You see a Woozy in the backfield that should the ball get away, he's fast enough to track anyone down.
As Misalafua just takes a knee. As the clock continues to go. The clock was actually rolling a little bit. 18 seconds, both teams heading back to their respective sidelines. And that'll do it here from Oak Grove High School. A much closer game than expected, but the Oak Grove Eagles capture the W. 27-20, the final score here from San Jose, California. Give all the credit in the world to McClymonds making their way out of Oakland. Only 28 guys going up against, as many would say, a much superior football team of Oak Grove, but they hung in there. Only lost this football game by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'd say Coach McCauley had an outstanding game plan. Knew he had some balance on offense, Sean, and it really gave Oak Grove all they could handle.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for the football game here, but stick around. Fred and myself are going to select our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. We're going to have a live interview with that player, and then we will bring you our PlayOnSports.com postgame show. That's all coming up following the game, right here on PlayOnSports.com. Final score, Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 20. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard.
Sean Hennessy back here with you folks from Oak Grove High School. We've wrapped up action here as the Oak Grove Eagles defeat the McClymonds Warriors by a final score of 27-20. Fred Landis heading down onto the field as I speak to grab our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, Will Aozi. He had 2 big touchdowns in this football game. He had actually 2 receiving scores in this matchup. The first one, an incredible 8-yard reception in the back of the end zone, and then he also had another receiving score in the second quarter. So congratulations to Will Aozi, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Folks, when I come back, Sean Hennessy, will have a live interview with Will Aozi coming up in just a few moments right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Stay tuned.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, folks, to PlayOnSports.com. Sean Hennessy here with you, standing next to our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, Will Aozi, the star wide receiver for the Oak Grove Eagles, as the Eagles knock off McClymonds by a final score of 27-20. Will, great game here tonight. You guys face a school out of Oakland. They take the big trek down on the 880 South. How much did you guys know about McClymonds coming into this matchup?
We didn't really know a lot. We knew about their last two teams that went like 26 and or 12 and something, and they had a pretty good team, and they were league champs over there, and we were league champs over here. So we got a little film on them, I think, last week on the game, and Coach Brown did a good job of telling us their like flaws on defense and offense. So we just came out in practice and worked hard and got the W.
2 receiving touchdowns tonight, my friend. A great offensive performance. What did you see in the defensive secondary that allowed you to break loose?
We knew they played tight on us, and they were jumping out on fly sweeps a lot because of our Aozi, and our Dan Lozano. So we just wanted to fake them and then just get me going downfield, and hopefully I came open, and I was.
Will Aozi, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Once again, final score, Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 20. 3-0 now. Sure feels good. You guys knock off St. Francis. Yeah. You knock off Los Gatos. What about Oak Grove makes you guys so tough? Because it seems like each and every year, Oak Grove is not afraid to take on the biggest, the baddest, and you guys knock them down every year.
We just want to keep the tradition alive. Oak Grove's been good in previous years, and they've been winning CCS, and we didn't win a league, but, we want to take it a step further this year. We want to really be known for something for the school, so we looking to get a ring this year. So we're just going to keep working hard, take it one game at a time, and see what happens.
Defense held strong there towards the end of the ball game. You guys put a lot of pressure on quarterback Keith Williams. What was the defensive game plan in this particular matchup?
Well, we want to get pressure on the quarterback a lot, but, that wasn't happening, so we just started to sit back in coverage and get coverage sacks, really, and that's what happened. Derek Ames made a great play, and we're just going to keep working.
Will Aozi, congratulations, my friend. Heck of a football game. Will Aozi, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Final score, Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 20. Folks, stick around. We'll be right back with our postgame show, and we'll wrap things up right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, folks, to the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. Fred Landis joined alongside me once again. I'm Sean Hennessy. Final score, Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 20. Will Aozi, our player of the game, came up here for a few moments. Fred, he had such a phenomenal night. 2 receiving touchdowns really sparked that Oak Grove offense.
Yeah, and they needed that spark. They've been relying on their ground game. Done a great job with Bernardo and Osu all year. At least their first 3 games, and really provided the balance I think they needed against a McClymonds opponent that gave them more trouble than I think any of us expected.
They really did. You talked to a lot of the media here in, San Jose, the south portion of the San Francisco Bay Area, and they'll tell you, Oak Grove was a heavy favorite in this matchup. But when you look at the final score, it was a touchdown that separated these 2 schools. Oak Grove really started out with the ground and pound. They wanted to chew up a lot of clock, but then their defense kind of led up towards the middle quarters, the second and third quarter. Surprised to see McClymonds kind of hang in there throughout the ballgame?
Well, somewhat, considering their limited number of players, and they were listed at 28 on the roster. There's actually 24, Sean, as I understood inside with injuries. So considering most of them going both ways all night long, they played with a lot of heart, and you have to be impressed with Keith Williams and Levon Washington and Shaquan Washington as well on the outside, and some great running by the McClymonds running backs. Really to keep them in this game and really make this a lot more interesting.
You're tuning in to the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. Final score, Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 20. McClymonds falls to 1-3 now on the season. Oak Grove advances to a perfect 3-0. They've knocked off St. Francis. They've knocked off Los Gatos. They take care of a school out of Oakland. How good is this Oak Grove football team?
I think it's a team that's going to contend down to the wire, certainly in their division. In this division, they were undefeated last year. They certainly have the talent and the skill, and they've been toughened by these early non-conference games, Sean, to run the table in their conference. They just have to focus and execute and avoid some of the breakdowns, some of which we saw here tonight, which will occur inevitably. And some of the better teams, the bigger teams that are competitive with them, they're the difference often in games.
Oak Grove escapes with a victory, 27-20, our final score. I'd like to thank my videographer, Nico Chastain, my producer, Kevin Smith, and my analyst, Fred Landis, one of the best in the business. I'm Sean Hennessy. We'll see you next week right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Oak Grove 27, McClymonds 20. Take care. Bye-bye.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.